I'm going to do a little combo video here, some words with Elise and a little bit more about skepticism versus cynicism. So first, the etymology. It's kind of fascinating. Etymology of cynic is dog-like, churlish. The etymology of skeptic is doubt, which tells you a little bit why you want to be skeptical and think like a scientist and not a cynical, which it's interesting. I wrote a newsletter this week about my conversation with Jamil Zaki and his brilliant book, Hope for Cynics, where he runs a lab at Stanford around empathy and kindness, and he explores the way that we culturally valorize the cynic. For whatever reason, we assume that someone who's inherently taking a negative stance is smarter, wiser, safer. But the research suggests that this is actually not true, that people who are cynical or in a state of cynicism perform far less well in terms of assessing liars. Their cognitive intelligence goes down in a pretty significant way. And also that they're wrong. People are so much better than we think they are. I didn't write about this, but there's some fascinating experiments that he writes about, like losing wallets in Toronto and asking people how likely they were to be returned. And people completely underestimated the ability of their fellow citizens to do the right thing there, and they did. So anyway, the newsletter is full of insights, particularly politically, about why we need to drop the cynicism because we are not nearly as polarized as we think. It's really a hopeful book and not in a delusional way. See, there I go again, suggesting that somehow cynicism is something that we should really believe.